Welcome to the shit show.
I'm excited about this week. I feel like AEW Dynamite was great last night. Had a good time watching it. I'm here to talk to you about it. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing that I was going to say. I was just pulling up the old what do you call it here? The old results from last night, right? And wanted to be like, all right, let's get ready for it. Yeah, results. Yeah. Whatever you call it. Results. The old results, And here's the thing that just caught me off guard as soon as we started recording. As you know, AEW, they're starting to run in smaller venues to get like more of the like ECW, early NXT feel where it was like everyone's doing the chant because we're all in this together. Right. And that's great. I would say, though, if that's the decision, which I'm totally cool with, we need to change the set because the set seems too big for the venue.
For the small venue? Yeah.
Because, if you look, because this is what caught me off guard, is there's a picture of Ospreay, and he takes, 4 steps, and then he's in the ring.
Yeah.
And it's like, so then let's scale that down.
I saw when they did the, I forget who was it. Was it Hangman running backstage? Somebody was running backstage, right? And
Hangman, yeah.
Yeah. They, you went behind the curtain, and I think that was a little more expandable. They could have had more folks in that place and it might have fit, but maybe the tickets didn't sell as much, so they kind of condensed that one, right? I think that venue is bigger than what they showed us there, right? It may still be a little typical, but it was definitely bigger than that. So I think they maybe were just a victim of that, right? Like maybe this week they planned on it being a longer walkway for Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think, but I do just think if you're going to run smaller, just generally speaking.
Yeah. When WWE does that, they do that, right? Like they won't put the ramp; they'll just walk them out. I guess they changed to doing that at some point anyway. But you know what I mean? Like they would do that. They would scale a bit to the arena, and I think that's warranted. You're right. You could have a B set, right? Like if you're in a large, we're doing the pay-per-views. Let's bust out the big monster.
Yeah.
But then we just need the portals, right? And maybe a smaller screen.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So I was just looking that it caught me off guard as soon as we started this here episode, but yeah, Tim, how are things with you?
Oh man, things are good. Things are up. But I'm just super excited about this AEW, right? Like I love Dynamite. Somebody I think skeeted this on Blue Sky, which I'm gonna start hammering that now. I know you don't like it. I love it.
Just don't.
So they put that I can't thank AEW enough for having the grace and foresight to put this on Wednesday, right? So no matter how shitty the world is out there, the midweek, we've got this great moment that we all get together and enjoy.
Well, didn't we used to record on Wednesday nights, or am I making that up?
Well, so it's been over the years, right? So I think, when we used to talk about WWE primarily, because it was the only thing on, we would try to do
Wednesday nights.
I think
because
it used to be Tuesdays, I think, when I worked at the very start, but
No, at the very start, because remember, it was Raw on Mondays and SmackDown on Tuesdays. Remember that was the AJ Styles as the champ. So we would record. Yeah, because that used to be my benchmark where I was like, just get me to the fucking studio. Yeah. So
and then, it's over the 12 years we've been doing this or whatever.
Oh yeah, but that was
floated,
the most
but
prominent. So that's the best. That's what I used to love about a kid that hey, the school week is gonna start, but at least Monday night I can watch Raw. Right? It was, hey, the first day of the fucking week at school always sucks. But if I get it to the night, that can give me a couple days. And by Thursday, hey, we're looking forward to the weekend. Right? So it's that's what I used to like. But what do we got going on today, Tim? Tell the
slow start out of the gate. We are going to talk about AEW Dynamite, and we've also, but one thing that we want everybody to do that's watching me right now, get involved in this conversation, right? Talk to us. We want you in this chat if you're watching us on the live stream. As we start talking about what happened on AEW Dynamite last night, looking forward to AEW Revolution, then, we want you to have your input. Now, if you're not watching us live, you're listening back on the podcast later or watching this on demand on YouTube, you can still get in touch with us. Tom is live skeeting on the sky every Dynamite.
Live posting. We ain't saying...
sending them
Ain't saying
skeets
that.
out
Nope.
all over Blue Sky. So you can join them there, right? During the AEW Dynamites, the collisions usually. Sometimes it's me if Tom's not able to do it. And then, and throughout the week, just do that. We can also email us at aewrapup@gmail.com. And that's what our senior European correspondent has done, Ash Hendricks. So let's play that call from him, Tom.
International correspondent, back in your ears, back in your lives, back in your hearts. Gentlemen, 3 things. First, fantasy booking. Since we're all great big fans of Gabe Kidd, what I want here is Gabe Kidd's debut in AEW and his rise culminating in him winning the AEW championship from everybody's favorite Hangman Page. That's one. Number 2 is a question. And that is, let's say, right, you're about to put on wrestling and you've got like the whole 2 hours or 4 hours or 3 hours uninterrupted. You got the time to watch wrestling here. What is your food and drink of choice? And the last point here is also a question. Since the time AEW's been around, what has been your favorite moment for each of the years that AEW's been around? One from each year. What's your favorite moment? Okay, boys, have a good show. Correspondent gone.
Ash is awesome. I'll give you a moment to meddle on the Gabe Kidd one. What's a
we'll do that last.
Choice? Well, yeah, that's
we'll
what I'm
do
saying. I'll give you a moment.
Yeah. Well, drink a snack is kind of so. Not to be a cop out, but it does depend on the weather, right? January
varies. Mm-hmm.
I'm not, cooking hamburgers, right?
Let's say for Revolution, you're going to sit down, you're going to watch it all the way through. You're by yourself, wife's gone, doing whatever wife's going to do, and took the dogs. So you're there uninterrupted.
Can I tell you actually what it is? So it's chips and dip, but I fell in love with a new type of dip. You want to hear what it is? Mm-hmm. Raspberry jalapeno cheese dip.
Okay.
It's very, very good.
I bet that is very good.
Very good. Has a little kick, makes it kind of like, makes you earn it, So that would be the food. Because again, it's like a grazing, you know what I mean? You want to graze, right? And then the drink, look, if I can get a little crazy by myself, Dr. Pepper. But, sometimes like that's bad. Because someone was talking about like, you drink them like Dr. Peppers, and they're like, you don't drink alcohol. I was like, yeah, I do. But like, if we're drinking alcohol, then I'm not going to feel my feelings in a couple hours. Like, I'm not drinking that shit for the taste.
My wife and I were discussing that not too long about like how little we drink anymore. It really is the like, if we're going out and, we're socializing, we might have a drink or something, right, with folks. But like, we don't like just sit at home and have drinks or anything like that. Right? We don't have a bar stocked at the house anymore. Right?
Because again, I like to drink, but if I'm drinking with you, you're gonna find me in a ditch, or you're gonna have to chase me because I like to run when I get passed out.
About that, for the drink for my choice, I was thinking some kind of beer, right? Some kind of maybe a high scale beer, right? Because I'm a bit of a beer snob. And as far as other drinks, like you're saying, and again, maybe it's my old age, I'm not drinking like the Dr. Peppers and the things anymore. I drink water throughout the day. I've even gotten rid of the coffee. I'm a tea guy now. Right? I'm trying to stay down with the coffee. No, we get coffee occasionally, but I can't, man, the gut. Can't do that with the gut these days, Tom.
Boo.
No. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all British. Yeah, look, Ash, you'll be happy to know. There's some tea in here right now. Right now, Tom. It's a white peach tea. How about that?
Or I'll tell you this: if it's not chips and dip, right? Food. If I do have to go food, I will go burger because it's easy to eat. But then I go pineapple juice. Love pineapple juice.
But yeah, and for meal, it's the same thing. Like if we're talking snack or meal, meal I might just get like good burger and a set of fries, right? Or maybe some other side, depending on what kind of restaurant we're talking about. But if it's like snack, man, I'm either thinking like, I'm not really much of a chips guy these days either, right? Maybe a good salt and vinegar chips, right? A good kettle salt and vinegar chip, yeah.
And the kettle one, you like to fucking have those slits in your top of your mouth.
Yeah, I want it like stuck in the.
Good on you. I like it.
Yeah. So
all right, let's go through. Yeah, let's go through our favorite moments because I will say this: peeking behind the curtain, I do not like to listen to these, even if you send one, you, the listening audience. I don't like to listen to them ahead of time because I want to be genuine in my reaction of like, oh, here, because that's the way my brain works.
I, however, do listen because I need to make sure the things play all the way through, and you didn't say something that I'm not airing on my show.
Right, exactly.
And that kind of thing. Yeah.
Now, caveat to this one, Tim did give me a heads up on moment for each year. So I did a little prep. So I will say that. So I guess, how do you want to start it off? You want to do a ping pong? We'll do then me, then
year
you.
by year. What did you have for 2019?
First episode.
Okay.
October 2nd, 2019. It's my birthday. It was a great birthday present. And that's how I always know how old or when the anniversary of Dynamite is. It's because it's also my birthday. So I love it. That's mine.
Talking about AEW 2019 very recently while I was a guest on the episode, or a guest on an episode of The Hard Way with Brett Michelle and some producer guy who was in a box for portions of it. It was weird. But I was telling them that you were in on the AEW train a little quicker than me, right? We knew the things were coming, that it was coming. We were happy that an alternative was coming, but I think we had expressed to each other and on our show that if the Young Bucks are running it, I don't know how well this is going to go, right? We didn't know, you know what I mean? We had a certain view of the Young Bucks, and so, you know, you kept telling me at some point, you were like, look, dude, just stop watching that other thing. This is fun over here. And so I think about midway through the year, I caught in and I was like, you're right. This is fun. So I think for my 2019 moment, though, the one that I remembered the most of like that early thing was the Brother Showdown, right? This is prior to us figuring out Cody Rhodes is a fucking used car salesman, right? As a politician. And so all of that felt very real. And it felt like a moment where it was like, oh, these guys get to have the thing that they wouldn't let them do over there. And then we'll move on, I thought. And we kind of,
that was supposed to be his last ride.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I'll say in 2019, that felt, I was like, everybody should look at this, right? Look how cool this is. Right.
My honorable mention, speaking of Cody, was when Cody and Jericho were doing their little promo battle. And Cody was like, this isn't the other place. I can walk on the other side of here. And then they walked up and he punched through the glass.
Yeah.
And then it was the inner circle and the
my moment from that
stuff.
was when he said, you sit here and you talk about me as though I'm some like spoiled rich trust fund kid, not knowing you were born with the same silver spoon in your mouth, you dick. I was like, nice. I was like, all right,
I do like that one a lot. All right, so then my next one,
he's like, I wasn't born as poor as the son of an NHL hockey star. Something like that.
All right, so then let me make sure. Yes. Okay. I wanted to make sure I got the date correct. So we'll move on to 2020 then.
Yeah. 2020.
All right. Wonderful. So 2020, 2020, this was the greatest week of my life. Okay. So it's Wednesday, February 26th. Yes. Wednesday. No, you weren't.
Yep.
Or at the end you were. Yes. Yeah, part of it. Yes.
Not the 26th.
Right. Yeah. Not the 26th. So Wednesday, February 26, 2020. It was my first show in person in Independence, my hometown. It was AEW Dynamite. The headline, I guess you could say, the main event angle was the weigh-in with Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho. However, the episode is most remembered for the 30-minute Iron Man between Kenny Omega and Pac. It fucking ruled. Everything about this was great. The Regal twins were part of the photographers in the weigh-in. So we're like, I was yelling at him. Jericho, remember when he was like,
I think this is the only AEW show that came here locally that I didn't get. Maybe I wasn't quite on board yet. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. And then that was when Jericho was like, Pat Mahomes sucks. And we're like, oh, fuck you. Like,
we were kind of like
booing all of the stuff. Yeah, we're all kind of like,
he even called him the wrong name, right? He called him Mahomes or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And this is also iconic because it was the first time the originator, none greater, when Jim Ross yelled, "Dear Lord, not the Dippin' Dots."
Yeah, not the Dippin' Dots. Yeah, I need to get that soundtrack here for that. Yes, 2020, man, that was a good spot, man. And then it was the greatest year of your life because then you got married.
Yeah, and then that Saturday, I got married. So I had Monday, fun little family, bachelor, whatever you want to call day. Wednesday, my first ever Dynamite, blew my socks off. Saturday, I got married.
Look
And
at
then 2
that.
weeks later, the world ended. But before then, it was amazing. Oh, and also in that month,
Would it have just ended then? Maybe we would have, you know what I mean? We could
yeah.
have just called it good.
Well, and also then was
Oh,
in that
yeah.
month was the first Super Bowl victory for the Kansas City Chiefs. So greatest month of my life. And then March,
I had to go back on Madden and start a whole new franchise and said you can pick the week, and I was like, the fucking Super Bowl, god damn it. I was like, I had to right some wrongs. I had to right some wrongs. What can I blame Trump? All right, so 2020 for me, and might be the entirety of the AEW run. The best moment in pro wrestling history happened with the fucking Stadium Stampede, Tom. The fucking Stadium Stampede. And in fact, my favorite moment is now he's dead, right? Like that specifically, right? When LAX drowned Matt Hardy, they're like, there, that's what you get. Now he's dead. I was just like, I'm in love. I'm an AEW lifer. In that moment, with an honorable mention for 2020, is the Brody Lee tribute episode.
Oh,
like,
that's a good one.
Holy shit, right? Like that made me someone be like, God damn, like what a, you know what I mean? Just what a really sunk in how awesome he was to people, right? And how everybody felt about him. And that like how AEW clearly cared, right? Like the folks in charge were like, no, we're gonna make this a moment.
My honorable mention was another episode that I believe was on my birthday. I believe it was. But it is the singing with MJF and Chris Jericho. Such an out of the box, completely what the fuck are we doing?
What did they call that even? I forget. Yeah, but
it was the absolute best. It was
like the Broadway show.
Yeah, it was the Me and My Shadow. It was the Sammy Davis Jr. Frank Sinatra song. And it was to be that bold when the pandemic was still trying to figure things out. I thought this was that. I think honestly, if you were to pinpoint like when my heart was the most full for like, I'm moving with this no matter what, it was after that. It was like, yep, no, this is my thing. This is my thing forever.
Yeah, I do remember that. And just, that's when I really started queuing in on MJF. I was like, this guy's good. I was like, this guy is like better than the bunch, right? Like, we can pick him out. All right. So 2021 rolls around. What are you thinking there?
So this one might shock you because it's two of the people we were mentioning just a bit earlier. It is the tag team cage match between the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks.
Oh, forgot about that. Yeah, I remember thinking, I was like, did I just see the best tag team cage match of all time? I was like,
that was insane.
That was the tax on the shoe, right? And oh man, that was a match. Yeah. I know, that's what I was like. Insane. I was like, okay, I see what people like about the Young Bucks. I was like, I get it. And
the Lucha Bros. Yeah, both of them.
I had already been on board with the Lucha Bros at that point. I was like, when I first saw them coming out, it only took me a couple of weeks, but man, the Young Bucks, at that moment, I were like, okay, guys.
Yeah, I get it.
The Young Bucks got it. So I've got two honorable mentions for this one because the first one, I think, again, I'm putting myself in the moment at the time, right? Retroactively, I think less about the guy here, but it was Punk's debut walkout the first time. The roof sound, like I hadn't heard a sound like that come across my TV speakers where it basically cut the mics off. You know what I mean? Like it compressed so hard it burnt them. And so like, you know, all that followed is all that followed, right? But like that moment I was like, holy shit, right? And I was like, AEW's arrived, right? Like, I mean, it was insane. The honorable mentions though that I'll throw up is Hangman winning the title at Full Gear was a big moment at 21, right? And then Danielson debuting it All Out. The Bryan Danielson debut.
So that was going to be my honorable mention is just the entire pay-per-view, right? So it was, like I said, the tag team cage match, but then it was the debut of CM Punk in ring against Darby Allin. Then you had at the very end, Adam Cole, Bryan Danielson. Yeah, it was just the whole thing. And to your point about CM Punk, what we know later, but what I would say, even outside of him, right? Like, let's just move him out of it. It was the first moment where it felt like we were all talking about AEW. Like, outside of, like, ESPN was mentioning CM Punk is coming back.
CM Punk is coming back. Yeah, it was the worst kept secret.
Right.
And
It was
that's
so
on purpose,
cool.
right? They needed people to know this was happening, right? So that they would tune in. And the roof, they were in Chicago, right? Like they knew how to do this, and they hit it off. We got someone in the chat here. That's fuck your mama 2 times. 2 times he fucked your mom. The best of 7 series was fire as fuck. Kenny Omega hitting Pac with the one-winged angel through the table from the stands. Yeah, right? I mean, you obviously loved it. You obviously loved it. All right, we're rolling into 2022. Our senior European correspondent, Ash, has asked us for our favorite moments of every year from WWE. Well, mine in 2022, the entirety of All Out 2022, where we went, right? And still got these chairs and point to over here.
Right here.
We had the, scissor me daddy moment, right? That's where I was sitting there in the moment. I was like, this feels like wrestling again, right? Where I've talked about, like, it feels like a party, like it was really hitting me then. The MJF origin story also happened, right? In 2022 on Dynamite would be an honorable mention I had for that, but.
Yeah, I was going to say specifically mine was the Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaim, because it felt like an amazing moment personally, because obviously you've seen so many things organically happen and you're like, oh, that's awesome. But like to be there when we heard the, scissor me, and we were like, who is doing that?
Yeah.
That's all. And then we all started it, and then it became the thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Look,
be
Keith
there
Lee
was
got
awesome.
his fucking chant stolen from him.
Yeah.
Because of what we were doing in that crowd there. Was awesome. And then I even hearkened, of course, we were there waiting on an Uber for fucking 2.5 hours. I don't know what that was. Just sitting on these chairs. Guy tried to offer you what? What do you try to, 150
$300 bucks.
300
no, 300. Yeah, I was like, fuck you.
Do you regret that now? You ever...
No. Honestly, the only thing I regret is how it's stained by CM Punk's post-conference, whatever the fuck.
It gave us something to watch while we were there, right? So that was we were kind of watching that live. But we had more fun conversations, I think, that took us away from that at some point.
And there were so many awesome matches. People forget, I think, the 6-man tag when it was Hangman and the Dark Order versus the Elite for the first ever Trios champion to be crowned, and how that match ended with Hangman watching John Silver get pinned and then they lose, right? Like, there were Sting, again, another bucket list moment for myself. Sting in person, live and in living color, seeing the Stinger splash, fucking amazing. I loved all of it. But yeah, I get mad that everyone just thinks it's called Brawl Out, and it's like, fuck you.
Fuck your mama 2 times says, those chairs sell for $300. That wasn't a deal for Tom. Well, that's true. So we weren't even supposed to be on the floor. We had other tickets that we had already bought a long time ago that were the only ones available, essentially. So then I think day of, you were like, fuck, I don't want to sit. We were getting the hype. I think the pre-events were building up the hype we were really excited about, and you were like, "No, I'm going to look for something." And you found, I think, like the 2 only available seats on there. And you're like, "Fucking take it." And then we got down there, and you were like, "Oh my god, did we get these chairs?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can take it home at the end of the show." And we're just like, "Yeah!" We're like, "How are we going to fly home with these fucking things?"
Figure that out later. Yeah, because the pre event activities is, remember, we saw Max Caster perform live.
Yes.
We saw a Hey EW with RJ City and Renee Paquette. And then we also had Danhausen and Smart Mark Sterling involved with that.
We met Powerhouse Hobbs, Jay Lethal.
I met the Acclaimed. I met Bryan Danielson. That was a great weekend. But again, I get mad as far as it gets remembered as Brawl Out. And I'm like, brother, it was so much better than that.
We had like a tomato sauce quiche or whatever they call pizza there in Chicago, right?
Yeah, you had to try it.
Now, I don't know where we had it was the bet. Like if somebody was like, if you call that Chicago, right? I mean, and that's probably what it was. It's probably the restaurant we were at. Yeah.
Oh, now we're getting a little off track, but the GCW show was also that weekend. Yeah, and they're coming to Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't know if you checked the Discord, the super secret Discord there, the super secret public Discord. But somebody, I said, this just in, Tom and I will be cooler than you are on June 22nd, and posted that. And Lisa said, is this when we finally lose Tom to Nick Gage? I said, yeah, I think he's getting a free candy van right now. They're going to ride off.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah,
I might consider it. I mean, look, where are we going? Where are we going, Nick? Right now, the world needs people to fuck some shit up, if you ask me. So if Nick Gage is ready to fuck some shit up, let's,
count me in. I'll be right there.
Yeah. Anybody that will rob a bank without a ski mask is your guy.
The one fucking time he doesn't wear a mask. I love that. That's my favorite detail of that whole thing. God, brother, what are you doing? Anyhow, love him. Love him to death. All right, what are we doing? 2023 now?
Yeah, 2022 or right? What did we say?
What do we
Yeah,
say?
2023. Yeah, 2023.
Yeah. Oh, my honorable mention for 2022, real quick though, was the MJF CM Punk promo battle when they went tit for tat.
Yeah, mine too there, right? Though, because that was like his kind of origin story spill out back and forth.
Yeah.
With receipts. I mean, like, think of MJF's luck. He's like, you're kidding me? CM Punk's coming here? I've got it. I've got a man. Give me the mic. Give me the mic.
All right. So what are we doing? 2023. All right, here we go. This might be controversial, but I don't care. It's my list. 2023, my favorite moment was the Hangman Texas Death Match against Jon Moxley. I thought that feud deserved a Texas Death Match more than Swerve. I understand Swerve broke into the house, but if you go back to how that started with Hangman versus Moxley in Cincinnati, and then Hangman gets knocked out, and then Moxley gets a like a bullshit roll up on him, and so that's when it was like, oh, I thought you were about this life. Let's go prove it. And then he hung him. He hung Moxley.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it is oddly enough forgotten about in the lexicon of Hangman's big feuds and then death matches. I agree with you, and it was a big moment. Mine is All In Wembley and the friendship wins, like the culmination of that, right? It just felt, again, I felt like we zigged when others would have zagged, right? And friendship wins, and Wembley was so big. Again, it just felt like it was like everybody's talking about AEW right now. And I thought that was one of the unique storylines that they were coming with. People were like, they don't tell stories. And I was like, what in the fuck are you talking about? We're talking about a friendship where both of them are worried that they're going to screw each other and stab each other in the back, but both of them really want the friendship seemingly, until we found out otherwise, right? So, yeah.
Well, and earlier in that night, they became tag team champions when they beat Aussie Open. Yeah. So it's awesome.
With a fucking kangaroo kick and a goddamn double clothesline. Like, that's when I was like, MJF can do anything. This motherfucker can do anything. He's literally got a double clothesline over.
Oh, yeah. He's the man. My honorable mention.
He said he was doing it. He was telling you, like, I'm going to get this over, and you guys are going to cheer for it. And everybody's like, the fuck we are.
Yeah. Yeah. My honorable mention is the death match that was remembered for that year, Hangman versus Swerve, drinking the blood. I think that's maybe the moment where it was like, what the fuck is I thought he liked cowboys and teachers and like unions. Fuck is this guy?
But
he also likes drinking your fucking blood.
Into that same feud rolled over into 2024 because my moment is the burning of Swerve's goddamn house. And like, fucking, you know what I mean? I was like, goddamn.
That's my honorable mention. So just so that we can piggyback off that. Mine, though, the acting, I don't know if there's ever been better acting in what has happened for 10 million times in pro wrestling history. But when Mariah May turns on Tony Storm and you hear Tony Storm whimpering and just crying, and the blood was perfect as far as on her face. And Mariah May, to her credit, was like, hiya, hiya. And we knew it was going to happen, but we didn't know it was going to be right then. Because remember, she won the Owen Hart Classic, Classic over Willow. And so we just thought, okay, now here it comes. Nope, instantly, right there. And then Tony Storm, the crying while she's just getting bludgeoned. Oh, fucking
I remember in that moment you being like, this is goddamn cinema. Right?
Yeah.
Like, is everybody saying that about
you
were like, fucking
this is it. Yeah. I watched that stuff randomly just to be like, that was man,
this was a great exercise. It was a long exercise, Ash. You gave us a lot of assignments because we still got to get to more. But like this was a good exercise in reminding me of all the stuff, right, that has happened.
Yes. My wife wanted to give an honorable mention as well. She wanted to give the Stokely Hathaway, you raggedy bitch line.
Oh, yes. All right. Which we have. You raggedy bitch. I don't know what year this happened, but I forgot to put this in an honorable mention.
I'm going to beat your ass and I'm going to steal your weed.
What? Yeah. That was great. But My wife says, like, I sometimes still think of that, like when I get mad at like coworkers of you raggedy bitch.
Yeah.
Because again, if you remember, that promo was on Bryan Danielson. Like we were supposed to be like, we love Bryan.
Yeah,
And they're like,
yeah.
fucking right. He kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
The worst crime you can commit is dick riding without a license.
I don't remember who that was about either.
That was MJF, because that was the fall of the firm. Remember when the firm fell apart and MJF was like, I don't need you guys. And then he was like, I fell for this. And then the worst crime is dick riding without a license. Yeah. Big Stoke. That's another person where, people always love to bring out these, why haven't we seen X person? Stokely Hathaway. I love Don Callis. Don Callis is great. Don Callis gets booed better than almost anyone. But if I had to pick who I want to see week after week after week, I'm going Stokely Hathaway. That motherfucker is. Oh, love that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, he's so great. So great. All right. So
yeah, and Gabe Kidd answers as a mystery opponent for Hangman and beats him. There you go. So AEW Dynamite.
AEW Dynamite.
Like, here you go. No, because I told you about this earlier, and this is a perfect opportunity to actually bring it up. Gabe Kidd. This is where, when you were talking on the podcast, all of the three of you were speaking about
Brett Michelle.
Sorry, yes, the hard way. When the three of you were speaking about, well, we don't always need promo packages because sometimes, right, and all of that stuff. Here's where I would just push back a little bit. If you don't give me a promo package, that's totally fine. I'm not saying every single person, but when I say, you go, no, you better, you gotta, no, fuck you. You can't tell me
that I have to know
a promo package, or because who was
it can't be both.
There was someone recently when I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is, and everyone was like, oh, it was Deonna Purrazzo when she was doing the thing this, and I was like, who the fuck cares about that? And people were like, you don't know her TNA run. I'm like, I don't.
You don't know the history. And I'm like, no, I don't.
And, and what I saw there, it wasn't that fucking impressive. So that would be my pushback is, this Gabe Kidd. But nah.
I think that was kind of my point even there too, was like, hey, listen, if he's here for a one-off, I don't need the package, right? Because then if I want to know more and I'm impressed, I'll go seek it out.
Right, but if you're not impressed, then it's okay because that's all I saw. Like that's
now,
the point.
If you're like, hey, he's going to be here and we're going to put him in main event runs, well, then I would appreciate something. If what you're going to do is lean on that as part of the crutch of the character, right? Of like, I've been around the world, well, then I need to see some of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I killed it in New Japan. Well, then you better show me some clips of you killing it because I didn't see that shit.
Well, and also, so what, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how many new Kansas City Royals baseball players are going to be on the team this year? And when they're like, I killed it for the Yankees. It's like, bitch, you're hitting 200 this year. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck what you did in the past.
Yank these for all I give a shit.
Gabe Kidd, though. Someone has to, again, maybe it'll be a Young Buck situation where I'm completely wrong.
We said this. I said, I don't watch the New Japan, so I don't know. You already had an opinion that you said you didn't like him. I said, I just don't know, so I'm going to watch and see. And he was there. Everybody, I saw people skeeting that they said, skeeting on the sky there, said, they were like, oh my God, this guy is he's the fucking guy. And I'm just, how? He punched and kicked a little. Like, I don't see what happened here, I guess. I don't,
to me, that's fine. Your in-ring style, I don't care really about necessarily. You know what I mean? As long as you're not great.
Outside of that, that's all. Like, there wasn't anything but that, right? His in-ring, like, he came in.
Well,
like
what I'm going to say. Well, what I'm going to say is.
He felt like a bigger Kyle O'Reilly. Sorry.
No. He felt like a more try-hard MMA fighter. Like, at least
Kyle O'Reilly is?
Well, what I'm saying is Kyle O'Reilly can at least be goofy, right? Like, Kyle O'Reilly can do the.
Yeah, but I'll say what we saw of Kyle O'Reilly in this show, that's what he felt like.
Right, yeah. But Gabe Kidd just doing who the fuck's going to take this from me? I don't know. What are you, every 170-pound fighter in the UFC? Like, fucking come on. Like, it's not original. It's low-hanging fruit. Because here's the other thing, too. Ooh, he cusses in promos. Who the fuck cares? He's
Because of my everyday life. Yeah.
yeah, he's a bad boy. He might really say the wrong thing. Shut up. Like fuck out of here.
I have maybe not this job, but I've been in jobs where in a corporate meeting we were cussing. Like,
Well, it's not even the most impressive cussing from New Japan. What about your sound clip from last week that you got?
oh yeah, yeah.
Fuck! 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 Fuck!
That part of the
Yeah,
is best.
that's better.
Here's the thing. Well, and also Okada's bitch is better than any of it.
Yeah.
But shout out to Jay White. I noticed this when he was wrestling last. The slashes, the scratch marks for the cross of the fives, those are actually cut into the fabric. Those aren't like a design. That's like you can like move that. Like those are actually cut in. I was like, nice touch. That's smooth.
He's growing on me.
You know what I mean?
He's growing
Smooth.
on me. Yeah. His action figure is not good, but he is growing on me. The little fucking beard thing that they did is bad. Hey, so let's talk about last night's AEW Dynamite.
I'm excited.
Took place in Oceanside, California at the Front Wave Arena, the granddaddy of them all. And we kick it off, not in the ring, not in a backstage promo, but in the back of an ambulance. And Adam Copeland says, Death Riders, I just want to show you your ride tonight. Right? And then we still don't even get into the in-ring action because we get MJF. And he's like, you fucking hypocrites. You here were telling me that like you want AEW, but you cheer for Hangman Adam Page. So you know what? I used to believe in AEW. But the only three letters I believe in now are MJF. And it looked like, was that a tattoo removal is what we're saying that was?
That's what we're saying that was. So somebody pointed out rightfully that they said, hey, by the way, if he had that tattoo removed, if it ever was a real tattoo, he had that done a long time ago because that ain't what fucking it looks like as you're getting a laser removal.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, you usually got to go back for several
I would have said, yeah.
But
just have him say MJF goes over AEW, right? Like just say you altered it.
No, but yeah. I think either that tattoo was never real or he very early was like, man, fuck, this is ugly. That's stupid. Or saw the online people being like, that was a weird tattaoo.
I think he still has it. I think he still has it.
Oh, you think he still has it? They just that was a different leg, stunt leg.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah. But we get into the in-ring action and we kick it off.
Well, let's talk about this Copeland ambulance thing because it will come into play later, and I do want to give them their props for they thought of a theme throughout the show, right, and delivered on the promise. But it did feel, like we said last week, like a little bit of the old guy trying to be cool, right? Like it felt a little bit like, hey, fellow kids, can I score 2 drugs, please? Right? Like it just didn't. Right? Didn't quite come across, I think, as much as he thought it was going to hit. At least that's to me. Maybe it did to others, but.
And this is just me being a jerk. Maybe wear a hat, bud. Haircut looking a little weird. Looking a little like, what are we doing? It looks like a bear coming out of hibernation. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the fuck that is.
It looks like old guy trying to do a contemporary haircut, and it's like a guy, you know?
Yeah, just nope. Yeah, nope. You don't need to wear Jordans because now Jordans are cool. Just wear your New Balances.
The kids now have this modern day mullet, right, where it's kind of shorter here, kind of like the Mahomes, right, and then they got the mess up top and then also on the back, right, and so it's like.
Do you see? Got a new haircut.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes got a new haircut. I watched this Texas Tech game last night, and man, he looks like if a guy walked into a barbershop and said, "Give me the Mahomes," and the barber didn't know what that meant.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, sure. I'll look for Mr. Holmes. Fuck your mama 2 times in the chat talking about Adam Copeland says he looks like a Canadian werewolf. The Tennessee waterfall. Yeah, the Camaro cut, right? What we call the.
He's just so white, isn't he? Yeah. Like he's just a white dude.
I always heard the Wisconsin waterfall. Sorry for Lisa and the Wisconsin folks, but that's what I always heard it called, not the Tennessee waterfall, the Wisconsin waterfall.
Yeah, he just seems like a white dude. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
Adam.
Yeah. Like, I love the Foo Fighters, but when you're like, hey, let me have the aux cord. We're playing Foo Fighters.
He looks like a guy he's a cool enough guy in the metal biker scene, and then he's like, oh, look at these black guys riding bikes. They're gonna be cool with me too. What's up, fellow dudes? And they're like, brother, get away, right? Like,
Yeah, nope.
nah,
You ain't
asked
it.
you to come over here, man, right? That's what it kind of feels like, right?
I agree. Yeah, I like that. All right, so then we get to in-ring action. Aaron Solo's in the ring, and we see
Forgot
Hangman.
he existed.
Yeah. I didn't know he existed.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Aaron Solo. You don't remember he was with the Cutie Marshalls fuckwads, right?
Oh, okay.
When they had the Nick Camarado and him.
I do remember
Right.
Nick Camarado.
Cutie,
I don't remember
God
him.
damn it. I forgot.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
Forgot to get him
By
on
the
show.
way, okay. Side quest. Because I saw
Look, I don't
on
even
Shop
wear the GCW shirt, but anyway.
I saw on shopaew.com.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new merchandise alert, and it's a t-shirt, and it's called The Frat House. And you know who's fucking in it? 10. Remember 10 from the Dark Order?
Yeah.
And the Garrison guy that was in the Varsity Blondes. So he's just still in high school and college. It's like, I get that he looks that way, but you don't need to make him that way. The
Yeah,
Frat
we got away with
House.
that from Julia Hart, right?
Yeah.
Like, we don't do that. She still looks 14 years old, but we,
Yeah.
we
That's
just
just anyhow.
look around that now.
Yeah. So, all right. So with this, Hangman is not in the ring, and he's actually not even at the arena. We
Right.
see him pulling up in the
Non-Tesla truck, right?
Yeah,
I
what
forget
is that?
It is. I don't know what the
Yeah.
brand is, but it's a competitor to Tesla, which good on him.
Good.
Get rid of the
Yeah.
Tesla. But it's got some horns.
Yeah. Which I would have just done a cowboy hat because the horns would make me think of JBL.
Yeah.
Which maybe fuck him. That's why. Good.
Rivian.
Own that shit.
That's what fuck your mama 2 times. The brand, Rivian. Rivian. The truck.
Sure.
Mhm.
And Hangman says, guess what? I don't get paid by the hour. Molly bop, and just hits him with the buckshot, and he beats him up.
WWE style squash matches Aaron Solo, which again, good, because look at Aaron Solo and look at Hangman. So I think that fits here, right? And we get to cheer for Hangman being a badass.
Yeah. I didn't write this down, but Hangman then cuts a promo and he says, there are 3 things I hate in this world.
You know, running out
And
of
one
biscuits.
of them is, running out of biscuits.
I didn't catch what 2 was because I think he said it over people laughing too much. So if anybody
Okay.
can help us out in the chat on what number 2 was. But yeah, number 1 was running out of biscuits. Number 2 was
okay.
whatever. And then I forget what the third was. But it was directly-
Third is MJF spits in my face. That was the third one, right? I
There was
remember
barbed
that one.
wire on the horns. I didn't notice that. Fucking mama 2 times said
Look at
it
that.
was barbed
I like
wire on
that.
the horns. All right. Nice touch.
So Hangman says, MJF, I'm going to kick the shit out of you, right? And then MJF walks up and he's got a bloody towel and he's wiping off his hand and he throws it and he goes, hey, you want me to fight you right now? No way. You're crazy. You're so crazy. But I got to go. And silly me.
He's like, oh, I got to go
forget-
train. I gotta.
Yeah, I gotta go train. And he goes, but I forgot. Let's find out who the real one is. And he leaves. And then we see
Or he
Christopher
said, you should
Daniels.
check on your friend. Is what,
Yeah, check on your
worried about
friend, and we'll find out who the real one is. And Christopher Daniels is all like, "Well, I'm gonna die or whatever." What'd you think?
So number 2 was British Ivy, which he is constantly posting on his Instagram that he's trying to kill from his garden. So he hates running out of biscuits, British Ivy, and then I think what he said, who was he talking about? MJF. or
MJF.
something. He said something about MJF, right? So the prop work to start was bad because he's got a stained, already dried blood rag, and he's not wiping anything off his hands that were completely clean, right? But again, it's, suspend your disbelief. It's a show. But we cut back to Christopher Daniels, and he's there trying to force the blood and then acts dead. And I was like, God damn it, guys. Right? Back to the oopsies on the production, right? But I mean, it happens. We're live, pal. Good enough, right? I think the premise of it is good, right? I like MJF being like, oh no, like mockingly, like, oh, I'm not going to come out and fight because he's a heel and he's a shitbag and he's going to run away from this fight until he has to. But still got one over on your boy back there. Now
Gotcha.
Hangman's worried, right? I think the execution also of Hangman running back there and being like, you all right? Help him out. And then just off to the thing again. Like, I don't know. It just felt a little off, right? But I like, I like the idea, the concept of what they did here, but I'd give it a B+ for how it all turned out.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay, then we go backstage and we are with Renee Paquette, and she tries to get a word with Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
Fucking gross. Here's you know what? I think I have articulated how I feel about Chris Jericho.
Hmm.
He's the type of white guy that like seasons his chicken with thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean? Like I just get the fuck
That's
out
a
of
great
here.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was trying to think of the whitest thing possible, and it's thoughts and prayers, right? You don't see too many other people saying that. And that's what he feels like to me, where it's like, okay, but we still need the chicken to taste good. But if we take a second to peel it, no, motherfucker, put some meat
Fuck
church
Your
on
Mama
this
two
shit.
times says Jericho versus Bandito match was fire, which I didn't catch, but yeah, no.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I can't watch live, I have it recorded and I will watch later. If I'm not watching live and I'm watching later, I fast forward through
Yeah.
all Chris Jericho things, including his
Yeah.
matches.
Fuck Your
Don't
Mama
care
two
about
times
that.
says he's stealing that line. And Troubles with Weekly Wrestling, which also you should check out, Troubles with Weekly Wrestling podcast, says Jericho would wear a poncho to a Mexican restaurant unironically.
Oh, he would be the one that would like applaud when the fajitas came out, you know?
Oh, he's definitely saying gracias every time.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And then like
Every
looking
time
at his
yeah.
wife and like, they love me here. Margaritas, you know, like that motherfucker.
Yeah. Gracias, senor. And then like,
Hey,
a fucking $8 tip.
Hey, son, senior, huh? Yeah. Yeah,
Says, Andy's
Rosetta
the first
Stone.
dude. He says Andy's the first dude standing and clapping when the plane lands. Which now, if you're in America, now it's time to bring that back. If that fucking plane lands, you better thank everybody involved and fucking maybe give them a tip.
Yeah, now I would agree. Yeah, 3 years
time
ago,
to start thinking about the Greyhound. Is all I'm saying, man.
I love a good Greyhound. Heated seats.
Wish we had more trains, but like fuck.
I love a train too.
Can't
Side quest. One of the best things,
Europe, by the way, the trains.
Always
on time.
Yeah, I bet. One of my favorite things I've done ever, traveling wise, though, was via train. When we took the train from Philadelphia to Boston, you go through New York. And so, like, you're going through and seeing the skyline and stuff. And you're obviously going through Philadelphia. And when you get to Boston, you go through the city of Boston. It was pretty fun.
Cool. Some areas of our country have trains, right? Because of the cities and the municipalities and the local areas. But, where we are, fuck.
Here, fuck off.
Freight trains around here, but there ain't no
although first time I ever went to Chicago, I took a train from Independence, Missouri to Chicago, Illinois. Took like 6 hours. First time I ever tried coffee. I listened to Boys to Men, the 2 album. Remember that? The On Bended Knee and I'll Make Love to You and all that.
That's not bad because driving would be that. And then flying, by the time you got to an airport, got on there, got off, you'd be about the same time too. So might as well do
the only thing, and I was a kid, right? Actually, I can tell you the weekend it was. It was the weekend when Hulk Hogan beat Triple H for the WWF Championship in Kansas City, because I went for my first ever time to Wrigley Field and I couldn't enjoy it because all I was thinking about is how I'd rather be home watching Hulk Hogan beat Triple H for the championship that's 10 minutes away from my house. Oh, so pissed. But the only thing that was a little bad was the rocking, right? You ain't stopping this. And you get it, so. But yeah, the coffee was good. And I was like, ooh, I like this. And my mom was like, you're too young. I'm like, well, I'm going to sneak it then, just like alcohol. Okay. So what did Chris Jericho do here? Oh, he says, I got you, man. It's Brian Keith. And Don Callis goes, you're a piece of shit. And he goes, you're a piece of shit too. And then they move on. And then we get, check out this. You want to know the new ad of the week? We get Will Ospreay. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks. Look at that. We get Will Ospreay in action, and he takes on the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, which I will say this. The music for Brian Keith was fucking cool. Whatever his entrance song is, do that.
Well, and again, they are leaning more now into that this guy's a bounty hunter. So somebody has a problem with a wrestler, Brian Keith is going to wrestle that person and try to collect a bounty. The problem is, why would anybody keep collecting a bounty or paying this guy to collect a bounty that he's never good on? You know what I mean? Like, you can't. I mean, that's not how bounties work, right? You usually bring the body in, but like, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Troubles with Weekly Wrestling Pod says that's wild about your Hogan Triple H story, because now that I'm sure you hate both Hogan and H for good reasons.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, because you know who pitched in Chicago for the Cubs? It was Kerry Wood. Kerry Wood that just came off of his 20 strikeout game like a couple months prior. So it was fucking awesome. But yeah, I was like, this place is amazing and I don't want to be here. That's all I kept saying. Is like, this is so cool. Look at the ivy on the outfield. I don't want to fucking be here, you know?
Yeah. Fuck Your Mama 2 times says, please release Brian Keith from the Learning Tree. But what would you like? Okay, so Tom, we're giving you the pencil again here.
Mm-hmm.
Jericho, they're going to just drop Brian Keith. We're just going to forget it didn't happen. Or you can even build it as part of the story. But what do you do with Brian Keith as the bounty hunter? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. I would have him finally, this is what I'd do. I'd have him finally cash it in. So this is how I would do it. As you mentioned, so many times we're saying, go collect this bounty, and he fails every time, right? Boom, 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 boom. So then Jericho does, hey, get the fuck out of here. You're making me look bad, right? So they take the boots to him, right? Him and Big Bill, boom, 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 boom. He's out of there, right? Goes away for a while. And then Chris Jericho's getting high and mighty, and he starts using all of his, I'm Chris Jericho, I know every, shortcut there is, starts getting over. Finally, and this is where you can have, let's just say it's Mark Briscoe again, right? Why not? Mark Briscoe's like, I want my title back, right? But I know that you ain't going to fight fair. So I put a bounty on your head. And then it's Brian Keith, and he's like, I'm kicking your ass. And then Jericho's like, no. And then there you go. And then it's Big Bill and Brian Keith. He beats Big Bill. Then Brian Keith looks great. Chris Jericho beats Mark Briscoe. And then for the ROH championship, you get Brian Keith versus Chris Jericho. And then let's pull the trigger and have Brian Keith as your Ring of Honor champion.
Tom, man.
Thanks.
Tom's got great ideas, Tony. I know you're watching, or one of your representatives is watching.
Big brain.
Too many things align with something we said a few weeks ago over the years.
Yeah, I can come up with any storyline as long as you don't ask it to be Gabe Kidd. As we move on, I'm kidding. It's fun. As we move on,
and no Gabe Kids on this.
There you go. Yeah, 2 rules I got. Remember, what was that movie? Oh, it was Austin Powers, the third one, Goldmember, when Austin Powers' dad was like, there's 2 things I can't stand. 1, intolerance of other people, and 2, the Dutch. And it's just...
Yeah, just throw a second.
I love it. Okay, so we get what I guess is, because I saw it online, a cool moment for Billy Starks. And again... neat. So Billy Starks is walking up and Mercedes Moné says, hey, go get my water for me, or whatever. And Mercedes Moné throws the water in her face. And Billy's like, if I were you, I'd watch my back. And then Momo is behind her with a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And Mercedes runs. Now, apparently, because we got to do this with every fucking person who was a wrestling fan as a child, there was a photo when Sasha Banks was the NXT champion taking a picture with Billy Starks, and then, wow, look now, they do the same thing. Okay. You know what? When I was a kid, I used to listen to Oldies 95, and in the morning was Dick Wilson, and he was fucking awesome, and he's one of the soundtracks of my life. And then when I worked at Cumulus and I was meeting up with Tim to just talk some bullshit, there was one time he was in the fucking hallway, and you know what I did? I said, hello, and I moved on.
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking make everything about, look at this. This was me when I was a kid. Shut the fuck up. Cool, I like Billy Starks. I really do, but just like, we got to stop with this. You know what got Bailey over? Being a wrestling fan. You know what will get everyone else over? Being a wrestling fan. Nah, man, get that shit out of here.
There was a guy at that Cumulus station who was on, I don't know if he was on 95.7 either, or just a different channel maybe. But I saw he had left some social media up. And so I went and followed our show social media as him, and then put, I am the great Mike Johnson, or whatever his name was, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I love this show.
Hell
I
yeah.
don't think I ever figured that out, or if we got any bump from that, but hey.
Oh, What I used to do in the early part of our show is go to the Verizon or the
Mm-hmm.
T-Mobile when they'd have the like test phones, and I would go in and log in and then put like, yes, I love
Yeah.
Spanish
Yeah.
announce table.
I
Yeah.
remember one time you were like, I'm at Target and I just started all of these phones playing our latest episode. It's like, that's great.
I was like, get the fuck out. Someone's gonna like it. Someone has to like it. You know what I mean? Ah, that was good shit. Okay. Well, what I wanted to say about this segment here, again, a little bit of a whatever the fuck, right? Didn't really do much for anything. But another example of like, is Momo good? Because I don't know.
Right.
Like, I she won a four-way.
This
And that's
is
all I
where
know
I
about
might
her.
need a little more backing, right? Where I was saying
Yeah.
earlier, like if Gabe Kidd's coming in for a one-off, I don't need the video.
Right,
But she's going to get a title match at one of our major shows, and I'm going to see her 4 weeks running.
Mm-hmm. I need to see why she's awesome.
Yeah, because right now I don't care who wins this match. Like she could take the title, and I'd be like, "What happened?"
Well, it's not gonna be Momo.
Yeah, because of that,
Mercedes.
yeah, right.
Yeah, because of this, right? If you were like, dude, she ain't ever lost a fucking match in America. She wrestles in New Japan, so she doesn't have a ton of matches in America, but she's never lost in America. And you're like, well, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like she might win the match technically, but she's not winning this title. So there might be like a DQ, and we run this back or something. But this ain't happening.
Question before we move on. So Mercedes has 4 belts, right? Are we gonna do the FTR thing where they had all the championships and then within a month they lost all of them?
All of them,
Are we,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Are we gonna do the same thing with Mercedes where it's like,
don't we always do that with the belt collectors? Like, don't you just fall off a cliff? I mean, like,
yeah, but like, I would rather you not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just
so the
weird.
Chat here, fuck your mama 2 times, says Momo is good. Her and Mercedes had a great match last year at a New Japan show, but why is Momo and Billy together? Billy is with Athena. And then Troubles with Weekly Wrestling says, yeah, the match will be great, but I don't see Momo getting the W. This just feels like a build for the eventual Athena versus Mercedes match.
Ooh, great
Momo
thinking.
beat Athena at the Tokyo Dome to face Mercedes and not Athena.
Okay, that's what it was. But that I didn't, because Billy Starks is a minion. And if you fuck with Athena's minion, then she's going to come up and shoulder check you. Okay, now I'm behind that. If you said that this was the first little crumbs of an eventual Athena versus Mercedes match, I'm all in. I am all in. But again, I was a fan when I was a kid. Look at this. It's just okay. Fucking neat. Don't care. But what I do care about is this next match. We get the Murder Machines, Lance Archer and Brian Cage taking on the Outrunners, Truth Magnum and Turbo Floyd. And before we get to this match, we got to see the Outrunners were on ESPN because they were up there in Omaha, Nebraska, with an Omaha basketball team. And I don't think it was like the University. Well, I don't know if it was like the University of Nebraska. It was like, I guess I
think it was the University of Omaha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. And man, did they pump them up. And then apparently this Omaha basketball team has been finding different ways to beat up a trash can after they win. And so what better way than to get the Outrunners to, you son of a bitch, and throw the elbow and all of that. Perfect.
That
More
was such
of
a
that.
fun moment. Those kids were into that, man. They were so hyped. That was great. Man, the Outrunners, it's another one of these where I'm like, the shtick only has so long of a runway, right? They're everything FTR thought they were going to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you got to do something with them now, because if they don't have more in the chamber to sort of evolve these characters, then you're going to run into a problem where it's just going to fall off. So in no way do I think somebody's beating the Hurt Business right now, but like it might be the only time you could ever strap up the Outrunners. You know what I mean?
Well, what I was going to say is this is the perfect example of why AEW needs to get the fuck out of your bubble, right? They were on ESPN. You know who ESPN talks about when they talk about wrestling? It's only WWE, right? They have Triple H announce that Undertaker's in the Hall of Fame or whatever the fuck it is, right? But if you can penetrate that and be like, look at these fucking guys.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Like, the Outrunners need to be on your front line of check us out.
So,
you know what I mean?
We call it, nostalgia and cheeky, but like I guarantee you there are a bunch of people who only watch wrestling when it's like that because that's part of the shtick. It's like, look at these outrageously absurd assholes just being outrageously absurd assholes, and it's fun to mimic that, right? And just, you know what I mean? And just kind of be in that for the moment.
And it's going to be more memorable. Again, I love Swerve Strickland. I think Swerve Strickland, coolest guy in pro wrestling. But if Swerve would have went to this basketball team and be like, hey, whose house tonight? And then Omaha's house or whatever they would have said, right? 2 weeks, and then the guys would have probably forgot. But that they got the fucking and all the shit, they're going to remember that the rest. That might make the highlight video at the end of the year. Like, let's say they win the champ. Like that might be in there. You know what I mean?
But I also see, I won't be surprised if other people don't reach out to the Outrunners for something like this, because that went over really well.
Dude. Oh, I'm going to try to figure this out. This is a...
Fuck Your Mama 2 Times says, you have Hurt Syndicate win, and then you do the traditional 80s comeback montage like a Rocky. Like, and so now oh man, like Rocky 3 through 4, right? Yeah, now they're doing the training, and then they get over on the Hurt Syndicate after. Yeah.
No. You do exactly Rocky with tag teams. Because if you remember, Rocky 1 was a draw, right? We didn't know who won.
Yeah, right. Right.
At the very end, we get the double punch, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you get some way that it's a non-finish, right?
Double count out.
Yeah. And the Outrunner's like, let's run it back, brother. And they get into like an empty ring, and like MVP's like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
he's like, come on, brother. You know,
it has to be some fluke. Yeah, like it was a double count out because they forgot to get back in time, and they're just like, and then they're like, yeah, we're just as good as you. You didn't beat us. And then they're gonna be like, I'm going to murder these fucking chumps. Yeah.
And then the next week they're like chugging 12 eggs. You know what I mean? Like fucking doing all the shit. Yeah, that would be perfect.
Pounding the fucking meat in a frozen locker. Running them steps. I mean, you got to do the whole thing. The bikes, all of it. Yes.
Here's the thing though, that I would say, if you did run with that idea, obviously it's tongue in cheek, but you can't have them being like hitting the meat stuff and then being like, oh, my hand.
No,
you can't do that. No. They have to be like,
ham it up is what Fuck Your Mama 2 Times. You can pull it off. You ham it up real good. Like
ham it up, but they're in it. Like to them,
exactly.
This isn't funny that I'm hitting a piece of meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, this is
that was perfect.
They are on the like, we're training for the biggest fight of our lives.
The rematch.
Young lives. Yeah.
The rematch. Because now they know what it feels like to get body slammed by Lashley and all of that. Oh, that would be perfect. But let's talk about this match.
TK, we're spitting gold here. Stop stealing it from us and pay us.
Or just give us front row seats. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like fly us out in front row seats. I'll take that. You know, this is fun to do. Yeah.
Train, preferably.
First class train. But here we go. We got the Murder Machines, Lance Archer, Brian Cage. Walking out looking like they know where the weights are. And then we got the Outrunners, doing their fucking thing. And the Murder Machines are wearing the Outrunners around like a hat, right? Or like those cool glasses that you got.
Yeah.
And then kind of out of the blue, here comes, we hurt people. Oh. We hurt people. And the Hurt Syndicate's like, what's up? And Lance Archer's like, these motherfucking what? Music played? And then gets fucking, I've never understood like why that would care. Like, okay. Oh, no.
How dare you interrupt this ass beating I'm giving? Lance Archer might be like, listen, I was about to murder this guy. And now I didn't want the soundtrack to it.
Yeah. So the Outrunners get the roll up. They get the victory. And so I guess at Revolution, we're getting the Outrunners versus the Hurt Syndicate. Now, here's the thing that I think would be great. I do agree with what we've been saying. Have it, in my opinion, have a draw, have it do it again. You're following all the Rocky things. But the entire time, the Hurt Syndicate and the Murder Machines know like they're the match, right?
Right.
Like, if you recall, one great thing that they did during that Tuesday Night SmackDown era was when it was John Moxley and AJ Styles, but then James Ellsworth was like fucking involved with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Ellsworth beat AJ Styles, which is still wild to say, but like we all knew it was Moxley, Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles. That should be the same thing that we're thinking here. We're like the Outrunners might fucking pick up a victory, but like we know it's these two teams that are going to be the ones.
So we're going to be making picks next week, and I'll be wearing that god awful shirt for one more week until you lose these picks. But I know this is where we might want to talk and discuss my idea where one of us would have to be hoping for the Outrunners to win this match. You know what I mean? Like, and then you might feel like an idiot when you're like, nope, clearly picking the Hurt Syndicate as like they're going to win, and then they don't, right? But more on that. If you're a loyal fan, you know about these picks, but next week's going to be a bad episode. I'm going to be itchy.
It'll be the best for me.
I'm gonna feel,
man, I tell you what, this fucking asshole comes out next. And well, actually, before he comes out, Swerve Strickland is out and he's with Prince Nana. And they're talking their shit. And then guess who comes out? Ricochet. He's wearing the robe and he's wearing the fucking Eagles hat.
Yeah.
You were in California.
Is he from Philly?
I think he is. I think he is a Philly guy.
Fucking course.
Like, first off, who fucking brags about their hometown team winning anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
How
fucking
uncouth.
get why you would. Yeah. What would you like in your basement, in your like fucking office, put up all the shit of them winning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Losers.
Like have a backdrop of the stadium. Like that would be.
Come on. That would be so
what a douche
dumb.
move.
Yeah. What a turd. But let's get to the chase here. Ricochet says, I ain't fighting Swerve. I beat him. Fuck him. I want gold. You ain't got it. So I'm moving on. And Prince Nana says, well, here, hold on. How about this, my friend? One more time, just to make sure you're not a one-hit wonder. Winner becomes the number one
Tony
contender.
to agree to this.
Yeah. Winner becomes the number one contender for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And then, to his credit, Ricochet's like, what? Ooh.
Yeah. So all I got to do is beat his ass one more time. And then I'm a shoe-in for the title, right? Like, he doesn't even consider that I'll have to beat a champion. I'm like, I'll do that. So all I got to do is... Fuck Your Mama 2 Times says he's not from Philly. He's from Kentucky, but he's an Eagles fan? That's even worse.
Now, are you an Andy Reid fan? Like, is that how it started? I can almost get behind with that. You know what I mean? You start with the team, you know.
Yeah.
I can get behind that a little bit.
Yeah.
But that 05 team with Terrell Owens and his fucking broken leg, and Donovan McNabb puked in the fucking huddle, and he's like, it's the Patriots.
Yeah, and again, bragging on your favorite team's success is just...
Yeah.
It's just really...
And...
Don't you think less of them?
Yeah, well, and we're 1-1, okay? We beat you 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You want me to go get the fucking hats? It was this one right there. Huh? Like, go fuck yourself. You know, I got my shit too. God damn it. So looks like we're going to get at Revolution, Swerve, Ricochet, winner's the number one contender. Now, here's where I thought it got good. So Ricochet is like, see ya, bitch. Aha! And all that stuff.
Yeah.
And he walks off. And then Prince Nana was like, Swerve, got to talk to you. He's like, hey, I'm glad we're taking steps towards championship. And then he goes, I took some bullets for you, Hangman, Sting, Hurt Syndicate, Ricochet. But to see him with that robe on, Ricochet that is, I can't do it. So I need you to fix this. He said legacy. He goes, I need you to fix this legacy for me, or I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So Tino Ibarra in the chat says, honestly, the way Swerve is out here representing, he needs some gold around his waist. And yeah, but I don't think he's winning this match. And again, we have time to pick next week. Because I feel like they're leaning into, we might get Nana doing the old swerve on the swerve.
No, how dare you? Oh my God. Here's the thing. Okay, let's play this.
With how cheesy Ricochet is right now and how healing is, and then he's also got Nana doing Nana things.
Doing the Nana dance. If he starts to do the dance, man, then we're going to see the real staying power of Swerve, in my opinion. You take that crutch away from him, and now he just has to walk out there by himself without Nana doing the dance, and then we like the
just
dance.
said, "Don't you dare put that out into the universe." Well, it's too late now.
I know.
Hey, look, the world is burning anyway, so
check this out. Oh, we could get a good redemption story later, way down the road. We could get something to the effect of Prince Nana turns on Swerve, Ricochet gets the victory. The first week they celebrate, Nana's doing the dance, Ricochet just gives him a side eye. We cut the promo, Swerve, you're a loser. Second week, we get Ricochet in action. They're walking down in the ring. Nana starts to do the dance, and Swerve hits his arms down, or excuse me, Ricochet hits his arms down, and it's like, we don't fucking do that nerdy shit.
yeah.
And he's like, you say, aha. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't realize how stupid that is, but like, that's really dumb, you know?
Yeah.
And then we could get, he just kills Nana's spirit and maybe a redemption story at the end of the year. Because you could easily say Nana did it because of the robe, right?
Right.
Like, it was
yeah.
nothing
was upset about the
Swerve.
robe. You weren't fighting to get him back.
Yeah. It had nothing to do with you. It was, I want that. Yeah. So it could be that, you know.
Well, and then we could get Swerve could tell Nana,
I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna steal your weed.
What? Oh, brother. Oh, you know the fun we could get there? Because, look, Hangman's going after that championship. If Hangman goes after that championship and Ricochet's the champion and Nana's the manager for Ricochet, and he's like, that's why I always respected Swerve more than you. You know what I mean? Like, if he's like, you are the piece of shit that I always hated.
You, at least he has some conviction.
Yeah. Oh, that would be fun. I like it.
Raggedy bitch.
Raggedy bitch. What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about wrestling. Renee Paquette. She talks to Hangman, and Hangman says, I will find you, and you will hope that I run you over.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
All right.
With his environmentally friendly eco truck.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're gonna murder, help out the planet.
Do it green.
Yeah, go green. Next up, we get a trios match. And let's
the
just
green
cut to the
murder
chase.
machines, right?
The green murder machines runs on apples. By the way, did you hear? I read an article about how AI is going to essentially make the world run out of water because
yeah, that's another dirty secret they don't like to talk about AI is that like it is very harmful for the climate. And so another thing about usually with tech, right? As the product, right? Your service or whatever grows and scales, it becomes cheaper to operate. This is the opposite because it's more computation power and more, and so like it's really bad. It's really bad, and they don't care, and they're going to burn the planet up because they think they're going to all either flee or be in bunkers and survive it and let the rest of us die. That's Tim's political speech.
I mean, that's not really political. That's just kind of greed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, back to more depressing stuff. Trios match. Undisputed Kingdom nerds. They end up beating FTR nerds and Daniel Garcia, nerd adjacent.
He's nerd adjacent, right? He's the nerd that like that the other nerds see that like the popular kids will at least like acknowledge him and be friendly to him in class, right? Mm-hmm. But isn't invited to the parties, right? Maybe was invited to one party.
They respect a nerdy subculture because Daniel Garcia is in it, but they don't fucking really like it. Like pro wrestling, right? You know what I mean? They're like, hey, we're not going to talk shit on pro wrestling because Garcia's not that bad of a guy, but we ain't going to go to one
Daniel
of the
Garcia
shows.
Is the stud football player that also plays in the band during halftime, says Troubles with Weekly Wrestling. And I think, no, it's more like he's a sixth man on the basketball team, but also on the school play.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you know about my high school activities?
Was this were you the sixth man on the
not on the basketball team,
and in the
not on the basketball team, but I was the starting safety, strong safety for our varsity football team, and I was in the school play that same fall. I was the only guy that brought drunk football players to a play and they fucking got kicked out, but it was cool. Like, it was fucking really cool. Yeah, that was me. I brought those people.
Tino Ibarra says, where the F was Roddy when his wife was about to get a concerto? And man, I guess we'll get to that.
He's probably thinking good. But right? About time she showed up, you know what I mean? Someone had to do it. No, I'm kidding. Adam Cole pins Daniel Garcia, and boy, did Garcia look like he was about to murder everything.
Yeah.
He had a really good, like, oh, I'm about to turn into not seeing where I'm going to throw these fists at, right?
Yeah.
So on Saturday, because they're going up against WWE on a pay-per-view, they're throwing for the TNT Championship, Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole, which, hey, look, way to not throw in the towel. I appreciate that.
Well, yeah. Well, we got the small guy club here. And again, I don't want to be sizist, right, in wrestling, but like, I think Daniel Garcia's got something we can use, and Adam Cole used to be cool, right? So with Daniel Garcia, I would turn him into kind of what you were saying Jericho hasn't run with yet, of the like, we're fighting. I'm fighting anybody right now, wherever, for whatever reason. In fact, I came here wanting to fight, and just scrappy guy, right? Because if we're not going to bulk him up a little, right? I don't think you're ever going to get him into like a main event serious run, because he's yet to bring emotional depths, right, to a character or anything. So I think we just go with the like, the dance is fine, right? Some coolness to him, some swagger still, like some, I don't know where he's from, but Boston cool,
Buffalo.
if you will, right? But
no, he's from Buffalo, because remember West Side Gun. West Side Gun wrapped him out
there you
one
go.
time.
So get him some of that kind of, tough New Yorker, like I'm going to fight.
If you got Griselda, if you got Benny the Butcher, Joey Badass, and West Side Gun to like stand around Daniel Garcia, he'll be cool in proxy. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, right? So you can have that and then just be like, this is a street fight every fight, motherfucker.
Here's the thing that someone needs to sit Garcia and Adam Cole down and have a hard truth talk with. You guys got to get out of your underwear. You look so fucking puny. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. So you can get Garcia in just some track pants or some jeans or something, Yeah.
But the underwear, fucking, you look like a little kid.
Yeah.
You look like children. It's not good.
Yeah, whatever happened to the long pants and the kick pads, right? You guys used to wear
do
shit.
that look. Yeah, do that look, because this look is bad.
Yeah, we call that the Seth Rollins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Seth Rollins is fucking, we met him. He's a big dude.
But like that look, right? Get that long pants.
That's the look.
Some cool boots and kick pads. And
do that with Garcia. Right. And I think, again, if you wanted to go with that route, if you wanted to say, as you mentioned, we're going to do the Garcia's ready to fight at any time, steal a little bit of the Eddie Kingston, have him fight in Tim's and jean shorts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, get him to be your everyday New York guy, right? That's like, I'll beat your ass right now, looking at me that fucking way. Mm-hmm. You don't answer a fucking direct question I asked you. Oh, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, unreasonably angry at everything, right? And just ready to fight. That.
Yeah. Okay, so we go backstage. Claudio's hunting around. He's like, where's that motherfucker? And then Copeland says, I'm right here, and hits him. And they're going there, fighting. And then Yuta sucks, hits Copeland in the back.
That's traveling. Have you noticed that? Like, people and crowds are starting to do that to him now. And that's all you, man. That's all you.
I hope that catches on. God, no,
because I saw people talking about it on the Discord, that they were like, that somebody was in there giving them shit, doing the Yuta sucks in Phoenix. And I think I saw it in some other episodes. I think it worked.
Yes.
It stuck.
My favorite is still when I looked at Kyle Fletcher and he looked me dead in the eye. I was like, hey, Yuta sucks.
No, and not even dead. Like you could have kissed him on the mouth. He was right at the edge of the rail, and you were like, "Yo,
Yuta sucks." And he was like, "Yeah," and I was like,
yeah,
"Okay."
No, he goes, "Yeah, I agree. I don't like that guy." We were like,
yeah, and I had nothing else. I was just like, "Yeah, okay."
No, I just think everybody was like, "Yeah, good vindication. He's been right this whole time. Sucks." My favorite was walking out when the person was like, "Hey, Yuta sucks." Like, from like 7 rows back, they're like, "He does."
Ah, it's fun. Oh, wrestling's fun. Especially if you're like, because again, saying Yuta sucks isn't saying, hey, your ex-girlfriend who died when you were 18. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you just keep it fun, it's always the most fun. Just don't be a fucking, oh, I read the dirt sheets, you know.
Wise philosophy there from Tom. If you just keep it fun, it's always fun.
If you just keep it fun, it's always fun. Yes. So Yuta, who Yuta sucks, and Claudio, they start beating up on old Adam Copeland. Bop, 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 bop. And then Switchblade.
We do the thing where we pick his head up, and we've done that 6 weeks running, it feels like.
It feels like it, yeah. But then we get Switchblade's music come out, and I liked this, how he was like, you motherfuckers, you thought I was back here just gonna let this happen? Like, he was so offended.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't consider me?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
You saw me back in catering. You said, watch out. Like, you fucking already tried to punk me.
You knew this was going to happen. And he gets in there. Yuta goes to hit, I believe, Copeland. Yuta sucks. I believe he was going to hit Copeland, but then Copeland sidestepped it and got Marina Shafir. And then Jay White's behind him, like, look at this dumb motherfucker. Isn't that funny? Because Yuta, to his credit, who sucks, was just like, what did I do? No way. And Jay White's like, yeah, it was the best, right? You know? And then he stands up, Blade Runner, see ya, good night. Then Copeland gets Claudio, head to chair. And then he gets Marina Shafir head to chair. And he's like, I guess 2 for 1 for me tonight. And then out of the blue, here comes Willow's music. The one time the music didn't fit, right? We're going to murder someone.
I mean, hey, if we get her in some more street fights and just have the music anyway. The queen of this shit.
Best. She is the queen of this shit. And she's doing the heavy breathing. And she wham and hits Marina Shafir. The part I did like is, so if we're to take the character kind of the progression, is even in her street fights, she was doing it to like a rival or to like survive. You know what I mean?
Right.
This was I'm willing to go out of leaving catering, right? To come to do this, right?
Right. This was just like I could have got retribution for you punching me out twice by coming and punching you out, but no.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think concussion is warranted now.
And so it was kind of a turning point of the character going from like, finally, I'll just go to the dark side, right? And my favorite part of the entire segment was Copeland goes, feels good, doesn't it? Like that was the first thing he looked and said to her. And she's like, and did her fucking thing.
It's loved like it. First hit a crack, right? You're just like, yeah, I see why now. I see why you do that. Allegedly.
Give me 3 lines. Allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
So I've heard.
Another great acting performance that conveyed the correct emotion was Moxley. He was out there in the crowd.
Yeah.
And he was being fended off by Jay White in the chair and all of that stuff. And he's just like, really? Oh man, what the bitch? This sucks.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yep.
He was good. And then Tim, it's right before the main event.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Yep. You know what time that is.
I do know what time that is.
Uh-huh. Here we go. It's time
for the women.
All that. And we get Deonna Purrazzo taking on Harley Cameron. And you tell me what you thought.
I think Harley Cameron is getting better in the ring, right?
Okay.
But I didn't care about this match, right? But, not every match is something, right? I think we talked about this on the hard way. Not every match is always and doesn't have to be a part of the jigsaw puzzle that is tonight's episode. So I get it, right? We're trying to showcase Harley Cameron, and here's a name that we're supposed to think is a at least main event contender. Getting beat by Harley Cameron.
I agree. I like all of those points. But what'd she do? Did we see a new move?
I didn't see a finisher. I didn't see exactly. I don't remember anything about it.
That's what. Did we even see a new puppet? Right?
No.
You could have brought a new puppet.
Now,
this was
you
the
talked
thing,
about this. You said
I
you're
know.
doing too much, and the time you don't do any of it, we're going to be like,
what the fuck? Yeah.
yeah.
Because here was the chance, right? You just lost to Mercedes in your home country. We all love you for it. Hey, we're feel the wrath, all the stuff. And so here, in my opinion, is the reset, right? So we got you to this. Now we need you to get to the next thing, right? Turning the chapter.
Yeah. To
And you
steal
didn't
from
do anything.
WWE, this would have been the week that you have this is the catchphrase I'm running with for the next couple months. And now we've got a shirt, and I'm going to hit somebody with it, and we're going to get out, right?
Or just here's a new puppet, right? My gimmick is
get it on AEWshop.com.
yeah. The puppet hangs out with me now, and you win. Renee could get in the ring. How'd you feel about your victory? She does the ventriloquism, and we're out. But we just did. She won.
Yep. Didn't hear any goddamn Mandarin. You know what I mean?
No Mandarin. No ventriloquism.
Yep.
No finisher. At least
do my
again,
taxes or whatever else.
Yeah.
CPA or something.
Is she?
Something. I sent you that list. It was like 14 things. I also, though, was like, hey, listen, how old are you? Because, like, could you have done any of these for very long? It sounds like you're not really getting good at these things. You're just trying them out.
Well, so do you know the guy Brad Bradshaw here in town?
No. Well, I mean, I might, but it's not.
So he's a lawyer, a doctor, and then like something else. He's like 3 or 4 things. And I hate him because I'm just like, fuck you. And he like rides a Harley too, right? I'm just like, fuck off, right? And so he handles injury.
So he's like
law
your local,
places.
like he's every town's got their B-list celebrities, right? Where people in
I
the
mean,
town know him, but
yeah, he's not Jungle Law. You know Jungle Law, right?
Yeah, I know
he's not Jungle Law, but he's like,
he's not Edelman and Thompson. He's not like, you know what I mean? Right.
But he's like that, right? The Edelman and Thompson. So he handles injury law, right? So I asked my father-in-law, who's the Chief Justice in Missouri for injury law cases, workers' comp. I was like, Brad Bradshaw. He's like, oh, we call him lifetime student because he's just always in school getting another degree. And it's like, it kind of is like that. Oh, you got 15 things? Cool. Like, go to school. I could get 12 things too if I fucking stayed in school.
Trades is a master of none.
Yeah. Well, she's still fucking good, but yes, it's a little.
No, but I get it. It's kind of that. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Now listen, look, a year and a half of learning Mandarin is more than I have, so I'm not going to downplay her accomplishments and everything she's doing. But I do get what you're saying. That it all turned it into that. It all turned into like, look how many things she can do. But now, are we going to pick one and make it the gimmick?
Yeah.
Or what are we doing?
Because I say, what's the phrase? Keep it simple, stupid. Just do feel the wrath. We chant it. You know, pro wrestling fans love to chant every fucking thing.
So instead of a puppet, then you get a little bear claw, like almost like the fucking Sacco, right? And then, yep.
That's perfect.
Yeah. It could change based on the opponent, right?
Who was that used to do the Ryback? Remember when Ryback would be like, feed me more?
Yeah, we could do
feed me more.
Yes, anything we can steal from Ryback and take from him would be great.
Yeah. Oh, that'd piss him off.
Because he'd be crying online and be like, that's mine, just stole it from him and sue him. Like,
yeah, we did. Thanks, pal. Yeah. Yeah, feel the wrath.
Yeah.
Feel the wrath. And then, she pulls out a sock from her breast.
Right. And it could, like I said, it could be changed based on the opponent. And then she just like right on her face, right? It doesn't have to be in the mouth. It just, And then it's
a little Santino. God damn
it. We have booked their next year here on just this episode alone, Tom.
I'm telling you.
TK, come on. RJ City. I know it's you. I know it's you. It's RJ City that's watching. He likes the high stuff.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. The fart jokes. All right, so she wins, and we get to our main event. It's Takeshita. It's Orange Cassidy. I thought for a second
in a title match for a chance to defend that title against Kenny Omega.
Yeah, because Kenny Omega just happened to just say, "I'm there." Why?
Like, it is every champion's dream to defend their title against Kenny Omega. So that's the goal.
I guess, especially a guy who beat Kenny Omega twice in a week or twice in a month. Like, Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
waiting for the moment to get a title on me again to do it again.
I will say, I thought with like, if you think of it from the perspective of they're in LA, so you throw all of your top level things at the casual fan, Orange Cassidy's up there,
Oh
right?
yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so I thought for a second, I was like, are they going to do Orange
Well, and I like
Cassidy,
that we're
Kenny Omega?
back to I thought they might. I really thought they might. But yeah, he's kind of back to the Orange Cassidy that we knew, right? Where he's too cool for school.
Mhm.
And as Fuck Your Mama 2 Times says, this match slapped all the asses. I mean, these guys
Yes.
wrestled it.
I liked it. Yes, I liked it. Although at the start of this match, Takeshita eating glasses, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Like, because he didn't spit it out. At least I
Yeah.
didn't see that he swallowed.
Well,
I was like,
yeah.
you just swallow
Swallow that?
glasses?
Yeah. You shouldn't do that.
What are you doing, bud? No. I will say Don
I
Callis
thought the
was good in
Boogeyman
this.
had a bad diet, but Jesus.
Yeah.
guys.
I like Don Callis here where so Takeshita takes the second pair of glasses and puts it
Yeah.
on Don Callis, and he's like, and help me out here. So Don Callis goes to sit to talk to the commentary team, and Callis is like, Taz, how are you? And he's like, I'm not doing good. And then Don Callis puts the glasses on, and Taz is like, he looks dumb. And usually Taz is like the heels are kind of cool kind
Yeah,
of
they didn't
announcer.
do anything to Hook or anything, right?
That's what I'm saying. Did I miss something? Because he was like, I'm kind of hot right now. And then I liked how Don Callis is like, you've been hot for 30 years. He's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
He's like,
maybe
"Yeah,
we just never noticed it. Maybe he's just like a
something.
not a Don Callis dude.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, he was undercutting him at every chance he could get. But the finish comes here with Takeshita picking up the pinfall victory. And we've got at Revolution, Takeshita taking on another new purchase, Kenny Omega. Whoop. There you go. Kenny Omega.
It's actually a pretty good likeness there they got on him.
Okay. This is my third one. For someone who thinks Kenny Omega is awesome, but like, not my
Hair's
favorite.
a little off on the color, I'll say, but like
Well, this was at a time period when like he was doing, oh, God damn it. I had this for a reason, not just for this. Honorable mention 2020, 69 Me Don.
oh yeah. 69 Me Don is one of the best moments in wrestling history.
He does this too.
Yeah. Well, and they have a top down like from them, which they'd never done. And so like he's just like 69 Me Don, 69 Me Don. And you can tell they didn't work this out earlier because you can tell Don Callis is like, here? Like, what are you?
That's why
I thought we only did that in the hotel.
thought the Young Bucks recorded it, not fucking AEW. Yeah, I forgot. That's why I had him out. Is because I remember that part.
69 Me Don.
So, yeah, we got one more week till AEW Revolution, but we do got our title match here with Takeshi and Kenny Omega. We've got Copeland, John Moxley. We obviously still have Tony Storm, Mariah May. How you feeling about going into the payoff week or whatever we call it, the go home or whatever? What do you think?
I mean, I'm already hyped for the card, so I think they could do an okay show and just not fuck it up, right? And I'll be ready for Revolution, man. I'm excited to see these matches and the storylines that they've built up. I don't want them to stall on everything, obviously, right? Like we're gonna get some twists and turns here and there next week, but I mean, I'm getting geared up for Revolution. I'm excited for it.
I'm excited to see how LA takes in AEW because I believe the last time AEW LA was like a thing was when MJF was like, fire me, you whatever
Fucking
piece
Mark.
of shit. Yeah, you fucking Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love AEW, but as far as like a buzz, it ain't that level anymore. So I wonder what we're doing this time around to like get that shit popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting.
And-
yeah, I have to think on that.
And as I mentioned, all the, you want to put all of your top guys in front of all the casual fans. Someone's been missing who could be showing up. One Darby Allin. Right?
Yeah,
he gets
Darby.
thrown down some fucking stairs. Because look, I'll give away one of my picks. Moxley's beating Copeland, right?
Yeah.
So is that when we get potentially Darby Allin goes, we're running this back, motherfucker. I climbed a mountain and I realized some things, and it's one of them is I can kick your ass, and then we do that.
Could do that. Say Orange Cassidy couldn't save this place, so now I'm gonna. Then later it sets up.
And I bet Moxley, he has that itch, and he hasn't bled in a long time, and so he might want to say, "Hey, Darby, we like to bleed. Let's
Fucking
do some
Mama
fun
Two Times
stuff."
says he's preparing for Everest, so if he hasn't done it yet, yeah, he probably ain't.
Why?
Yeah, I don't.
Why?
Look,
My wife did it, and she was like, "Yeah." And I
for
was
real,
like,
she climbed Everest.
I believe so. Or Kilimanjaro. Is Kilimanjaro in one too?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's
that
a big
one?
ass mountain. Yeah,
Okay, one of them.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
not
listen.
into. I don't like. Look, we go out outside in nature and take walks all the time out here on the property, right? And I enjoy good hikings and things like that. But like, I am not ever thinking that like I want to like prepare for one of these and like potentially die because I want to like make it to the top where tens of thousands of people have done this. Like I don't.
I like the flirt with it, but I don't like the anticipation. For example, on my 30th birthday, I went skydiving. Like I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it, right? But I picked it that morning. It wasn't like okay, and then what? Like, nope, just give it, right? One thing my wife did that I definitely did remember is in Africa, she's afraid of sharks, so she went into the little cage and went Shark Tank and with the sharks. And I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, I was like, but you can't swim in a pool by yourself because you're afraid of fucking sharks? She's like, yeah, shut up. I'm like, you don't make sense a lot of the time. And I'm the weird one. But anyhow.
That's true.
Yeah, I am. By the way, I got to think about what to do on my 40th birthday. What should I do for my 40th birthday? Should I do skydiving again?
Is that this year?
Yeah. So this year. Should I just keep doing skydiving like George Bush did, the first one? HW, where every 10 years.
Every 10
I think
years.
every 10 years until like 90
I'm yet
or whatever.
to skydive, and I've always thought I should do that one. I might have to do that sometime.
Oh, that's fun. If you want to do it, I'll go do it with you.
Yeah,
it's great.
I might have to do it. Yeah, my wife did it for one thing, like it was I think a birthday or something, right? And yep, I might have to do that too. Well, maybe we'll talk about that. Maybe we'll figure it out. We can't both go and die in the same plane crash, Tom. Then who would do the show?
Well, that producer who's stuck in a box, maybe he can get out and.
It's true. Give him something to do.
Give him something to do. Yeah, get him some freedom.
That'd be nice. Yeah. All right. So,
which, by the way, if he is the booking producer, thanks for the invite.
Look, sad Tom. It's a young show. They're going to get around to you. I'm sure. Sure of it. Yeah.
I can be hip.
I'll tell you this. They did take a nice moment to shit on the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because Brett's Chargers.
Oh, I listened. Yeah. No, I listened.
But I did remind, I said, winning 3 would have been cooler than winning 2 felt like. I don't know if the Chargers fans have ever experienced that, of course, but like,
Oh, I was saying it while I was listening to it. My come back to the Chargers stuff. So I'm ready. The team's so good that they left.
Yeah, fucking now they're says me and Ash will do the show for y'all. So there you go.
There you go. Thanks. Man, that'd be good luck coordinating that. He is not in America.
Yeah, have fun with that. Bigger, British, and more blacker, all elite wrap-up, he says.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And Tino said I only watched the Super Bowl for Kendrick, which I'm going to be seeing in St. Louis in April, by the way.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep,
that'll be cool.
Yep.
That'll be cool.
That will be cool. Yep.
Do you know that Drake has a new album, but he's not promoting it in America?
That was a worldwide phenomenon, guy. Like, what do you think you're going to escape?
Well, here's the crazy thing, though.
Bad? And didn't he pick the fight too?
Oh yeah. Well, so here, quick,
because I didn't follow the whole thing. I only heard the last song, and I was like, God damn.
No. It was great. It was great until the knockout punch.
Yeah, you can fill me in.
Yeah. Because when I was a kid, the 2 things that I did, if you want to get to know me a little bit better, what I did during high school, besides chase women, underage drink, was I watched And One mixtapes and I watched the Beef series. Do you know what the Beef series is?
Mm-hmm.
Hip Hop Beef. I watched that and I always follow it. Fucking love it. Angry poetry is the fucking best.
Yeah.
And the whole thing
we
started.
Should make our politics, by the way.
Yeah.
That's how they should debate in the Senate and shit.
Mm-hmm. and
You
it
might
looked
get more
different.
engagement. You might get more
Yeah.
engagement. Yeah.
Well, and it looked a little different too. We wouldn't have these old motherfuckers out here.
Yeah, wait to see Jasmine Crockett tear down fucking
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. All right.
But the way it started was J. Cole actually complimented Kendrick, and Kendrick was like, fuck you. So in first person shooter, J. Cole was like, it's the big three. It's me, you, and Drake. We're all looking at each other like the Spider-Man meme. And then Kendrick goes, fuck the big three. It's the big me, asshole. And then J. Cole puts out a song called 7 Minute Warning, produced by Conductor Williams. And then goes, I don't want to actually do this. Fuck that. That's stupid. I'm happy. I don't want to go through all this bullshit. Because, look, battle rap is awesome and fun, but it's starting to become more of just, I got dirt on you.
Well,
it's like, say the fucking rhyme.
That hasn't been J. Cole's thing either. It's not been his presentation for the most part, right? Like,
yeah,
like he'll cut you down. Fucking,
right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
He'll just go like, I'm the best. And if you don't think I'm the best, listen to how I rhyme all these words together. Right. Okay, cool. Yeah. Guess what? I found out what you did in 2007.
He's also not like, I'm showing up at your house and fucking guy either. He's never been right. Right.
Yeah. And so then Drake was like, well, I am that guy. Cause remember, I just won my last beef with Meek Mill. And then we're like, hey, didn't you lose to Pusha? And he's like, who remembers that? I won against Meek Mill. Remember Back to Back? We all love that song. Fuck that guy. Apparently he was getting banged by Diddy, and I knew about that too, and just decided not to say it, which was weird. It's like, well, did you get banged by Diddy? Anyhow, and then he said, come back, and then, goddamn, it was like, they had to have known of each other's songs, because there's no fucking way. There was one night where 3 songs came out within an hour. I'm like, there's no fucking way that you heard that and already had something ready. Like, no way.
They've got a lot of material at their disposal.
I know, right? But like to have the music and chopped up and mixed and all of that, I'm like, no, that's my opinion. Conspiracy theory, but I don't believe in conspiracy theories. Except for,
like, could you get something out?
Yeah, probably, yeah. Only conspiracy theory I believe in is that Steven Tyler didn't sing "Dream On," Aerosmith. That is not him. Listen to it and listen to every other Aerosmith song. It's the only song that doesn't sound like the other. He didn't sing that song. They killed someone.
I would say I would go listen to the song, but I just don't want to. I don't want to like go back and listen to Aerosmith songs.
Well, you can listen to the remix that Eminem did. Remember?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There you go.
That's a good one. Yeah, but the comparison is I have to go check out other Steven Tyler songs. I just kind of don't want to do that.
Last fun bit, because now my brain is going active. Do you want to know? So Aerosmith. Illustrious career spanning decades.
Oh yeah.
They only have one number one song in their entire career. And you know who wrote it? Not them. It was a woman. And you know why she wrote it? Because she was watching a 2020 interview with Barbara Streisand and her husband, James Brolin. And they were like cuddled up on the couch. And he goes, I just love her. It's just like, I don't even want to sleep because I just don't want to miss a thing. And then this lady goes, I don't want to miss a thing. And then Steven Tyler is like, give me some scarves and a microphone. And then he fucking sings it. And Armageddon's out and all the shit. And it's their only number one song. Nice. Because of Barbara Walters doing an interview with Barbara Streisand. Yep. There you go.
Well, interesting. All right. I did not know that. See all the fun stuff you can learn when you listen to All 8 Wrap-Up. We got all these great booking ideas. We talk to you in the chat. We have fun. We shit on people that we don't like Gabe Kidd, and this is fun had by everybody, right? So join us each week right here live, and you can get in the chat, or you can find us all8wrapup.com for all the other links you need to find us on demand at the YouTubes and the Blue Skies where Tom is live skeeting during the shows.
I literally almost started to do, and you made me stop. I was like, nope.
Ain't nobody skeet like Tom, all right? So check him out during the shows and engage. And then we'll be back here next week, Thursday, when you can join us for more All Elite Wrap-Up.